Hi, this is Lisa Dye with the Infinity Group, and I'm making this presentation today to help answer some questions that we've been getting from our clients about SEO and AI search and, kind of what's happening in the world today. Is Google still relevant? How important is AI search? Is it replacing Google? We're getting all kinds of questions. People are concerned, rightfully so. AI is an exciting thing. It's also a little scary for many people, depending on what industry you're in. There is concern about job loss or job replacement. Like, are the jobs going to be replaced with people who do more things with AI? And so there's just a lot of anxiety, if you will, I think, in the world in general, not just in the healthcare space, about what's happening. And so what I wanted to do today was just take an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about the facts, what's really happening, and what we think you need to be doing here at Infinity. And before I jump into this, please know there's nothing to panic about. If you have questions or concerns, or if you just want to have a consultation to talk about your practice, your website, what you're doing now, what your goals are, and whether or not you need to do anything at all, we're happy to do that. So feel free to reach out at any time. So that being said, let's get started. So here's what the search landscape looks like right now, so far in 2026. Listen, things are going to be changing all year long. And what we've seen with AI is that things are changing at warp speed. So right now, though, this is April 2026. Google still has approximately 90% of the global market share. That's a lot. Bing, 4.98%, and then everybody else, people like Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, Baidu, I guess is how that's pronounced, less than 5%. So Google is still getting the lion's share of the searches. So what does this mean for you and for your practice? So SEO, search engine optimization, which, by the way, we've been referring to as search everything optimization, because Google is no longer the only thing that's important. Okay, so keep that in mind. But we're going to abbreviate SEO. Let's just remember we're talking about search everything, not just Google. But right now, 9 out of 10 searches still happen on Google. Now, Google has these things called AI overviews. So those overviews are now answering a lot of these queries before a user ever clicks a link. Okay, this includes health questions. Something called zero-click searches are rising. So what that means is people are asking a question, perhaps on Google, and they get the answer in AI overviews, so they may not even click, right? They may get the answer that they need, and then off they go. And so you may notice your traffic volume going down. That's not necessarily a bad thing. One of the things that we're noticing is that the clicks that do come from, say, AI overviews or ChatGPT or Copilot, Perplexity, etc., by the time someone does their research and they click on your link to come to your website after, engaging with an answer engine, they often are much more relevant to what you're offering. So these are better than warm leads. So you're getting better traffic. You just may be getting less traffic. So one of the things that we know is that competing for clicks, people to come to your website, requires very high quality and authoritative content. And yes, the bar is higher than ever. And so that means things like, writing lots of content and answering questions about the things that you offer. If you are a dermatologist and you perform Mohs surgery, you want to have a page dedicated to Mohs surgery. You want to have blogs that talk about Mohs surgery, answer commonly asked questions. People, years ago, people may not have known what Mohs surgery even was, but now, thanks to tools like ChatGPT or even AI overviews, someone may go out and ask a question about, gosh, how do I know if I have skin cancer? Does skin cancer itch? what does skin cancer look like? And so through that, natural conversation that it's having with that tool, it may eventually mention to the patient or the person searching that Mohs surgery is a common procedure used to treat skin cancer. And so now the patient is like aware of this term Mohs surgery. So then they might actually go look for a Mohs surgeon or a doctor that performs Mohs surgery on something like Google, where we know 9 out of 10 searches are still happening. We believe here at Infinity, based on everything that we've seen and listened to, and our own experience, we believe that many people are still using Google for high intent searches. Dermatologist near me, urgent care open now, primary care doctor that takes Blue Cross, those types of things. We think that people who are curious about things like, how do I know if I have ADHD? I think I may have torn my Achilles heel. Will it heal on its own, or Achilles tendon, sorry. And so people are asking those questions, those curiosity questions on these answer engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Copilot, even in Google, getting AI overviews, and reading those answers there. But that's still a good thing. But in order to show in those areas, you really have to have good authoritative content. And so that really matters. The other thing that you really need to have is good reviews. So you want to make sure that you're seen as someone that's not only authoritative, you know a lot about a particular topic, but that you also are trusted. And one of the best ways to know that is to see Google reviews, and other reviews, by the way. So not just Google, although I think those are the single most important right now, but there are other places where people leave reviews, like Facebook, for example, and even on other external websites like Health Grades, WebMD, that sort of thing. So want to make sure that we're keeping that in mind. By the way, a lot of the content that we got for today's presentation, because it was just so good, I had to share it, was from the Search Engine Journal. And so I want to give them credit for that. They do mention that diversifying beyond Google is worth serious consideration for long-term visibility. And that's exactly what I just said. We are recommending that our clients build their websites out in a way that displays those Google reviews, displays authoritative content, whether you create it or you need someone like us to create it. It's really critical right now, more important than ever. So these are the other players, I'm using air quotes here, that you might want to know about. So Bing, Yahoo, and DuckDuckGo. Bing is increasing its share of the market, and it's believed that some of that is because people are using Copilot for conversational search. So that's probably contributing to that some. Listen, I tell every client that I speak with, every prospective client, the same thing. Anything we tell you today could change tomorrow. We are not fickle. The market is changing. AI is evolving. The world is changing at an incredible speed. So that's one reason we wanted to make this presentation for you, to just kind of let you know what's happening, what's worth knowing, and that we're staying on top of it. So we're here to support you. You can call us anytime. Okay. So these are listen, everybody is also using different terminology right now. So whether it's AI search engines or AI answer engines, everybody's using different terminology. But basically, these are the big players right now. So ChatGPT and Perplexity. So ChatGPT right now, as of February, has 900 million weekly active users. I've been saying 700 million for the past few months. Did not even realize it had jumped to 900 million. So that is not surprising to me. I know people in their 80s that are using ChatGPT. Make no mistake about it. People are definitely talking to chat. They're asking everything, and a lot of the things they're asking have to do with healthcare and other just general curiosity questions. So we definitely want our clients to be appearing there. Perplexity, not far behind, 780 million search queries just in May of 2025. So that's pretty exciting as well. Listen, people are still using other tools like Copilot and Gemini. And so none of these can be ignored, right? I mean, it's a race. We have no idea where this is going to end up, but we know that AI is definitely increasing in terms of traffic. So how AI search works, or answer engines work, it is something we want to explain. I think most of the people that we talk with on a daily basis kind of already know it or get it or have an idea. But traditional search, so let's think Google for a minute, is really about, returning a list of, like, we call them the blue links for someone to click. So before, you might have said, hey, how do I know if I have ADHD? And you would get a list of like 10 blue links to click on, and you just kind of hoped. It was a crapshoot, right? Like, you hope that if you click on a blue link, it's going to give you the information that you're looking for. And maybe it would, and maybe it wouldn't, but often it kind of didn't, right? Especially if it was a question or something you're trying to research. And so traditional search also would rank pages based on relevant signals and other little hocus pocus things you do to the website to sort of let Google know that, you should be a good selection, right? You want it to rank in Google. So having keywords on the pages was important, and making sure your metadata is updated is important. And all of those things, those are still important. We still optimize for Google, but optimizing for Google can also help in helping you to optimize for tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc., AI overviews. And so the difference is that with AI search tools or AI answer engines is that, people can go there and ask a question, get an answer. Often tools like chat will continue to conversate with that person. So they carry that conversation, onward, to give the person as much information as possible. Eventually, if the person, for example, if someone goes out and says, hey, how do I know if I have ADHD, or what are the symptoms of ADHD? And then, chat GPT and tools like it are not supposed to diagnose, but they will give some basic information. Hey, some common symptoms of ADHD might include, but in order to really know if you have ADHD, it's really best to be, evaluated by a professional. And it may even ask if you'd like to have names of someone, recommendations near you. And so that is where, you could be cited. You could also just be cited as the source of the information, like the symptoms of ADHD, for example. But we really want to capture people who are in that search journey, because as they start investigating and asking questions, imagine the person is, asking those questions about ADHD, and now they're like, oh my gosh, I think I may actually have it. I think I do need to make an appointment with a psychiatrist. Not uncommon for people to, out of habit, have that conversation with ChatGPT, learn what it is that they need, and then switch over to something like Google because it's a familiar territory, and type in, for example, ADHD doctor near me, or online psychiatrist that treats ADHD, things like that. So these are both equally as important, even though 9 out of 10 searches are still done on Google. The amount of people engaging in these AI tools is absolutely incredible. It is growing so quickly. We are recommending that our clients not wait until everybody's out there. Do it now. Optimize your website now. There are things that you can do outside of your website that will help with being cited and found in these AI search or answer engine tools, as well as Google. So it's more of a holistic thing, doing SEO these days. So sorry if I sound a little repetitive. Keeping Google SEO as your foundation, I just said that is exactly what you want to do. We don't really want to ignore Bing. We want to make sure that, you're still optimizing for Bing, and that we're not, 10% of the US searches is not a small number. So we want to keep that in mind. We want to create authoritative content. We talked about that already. Service pages that have, very well structured information, answering some of the commonly asked questions about the things that you treat, the procedures that you offer, having blogs or articles that continue that content on that topic, so that these tools see you and your website as a place for authoritative, trustworthy content. Remember, talking about reviews here too, and other things that indicate that you're trustworthy and authoritative. Badges for, like, being a member of AAD, for example, or the Better Business Bureau. There are all sorts of things that can signals like that can give signals like that. We want to make sure we're monitoring your AI visibility. The tools that do that now, I think, are still kind of in their infancy. But basically, unlike Google, we don't get data that says, oh, ABC dermatology was mentioned 4,555 times in ChatGPT last month. That is not currently possible. What tools can do is basically kind of, run some random searches for certain phrases to see, whether or not you have visibility. Now, what is trackable is when we use tools, for example, like Google Analytics, we can tell you if you received referrals or links from a tool like ChatGPT, for example. We could say, hey, 54 people saw something from you in ChatGPT last month and they clicked to come to your website. That part definitively we can tell you for sure. And so that's a lot of fun, by the way, to see that. We've had quite a few clients who have had a pretty big number of clicks from tools like ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity, etc. Very excited to see that. Also very surprised sometimes when they see that, but we're not surprised. We know people are out there and they're searching, and we want you to keep that in mind as well. And so I sort of alluded to this earlier, but I just want to reiterate it. Think beyond clicks. So we're all used to looking at reports that talk about number of visitors, number of clicks, that sort of thing. But many people may be finding your information, getting the answers they need, and not necessarily coming to your website to click to take action. The hope is that they will, right? But we do need to think beyond the clicks and keep in mind that AI is just not to be ignored. So what's the bottom line? I'm trying to wrap this up quickly. Google definitely remains the dominant force. But again, that's just today. This is April 2026. So I may be singing a different tune in a few months. I don't know. It's very exciting to watch all of this. These AI tools, not to be ignored, definitely have to pay attention to those. Being cited in AI or by AI is the new ranking. So Google's always been, the goal's always been, to get ranked on Google. So we still care about that, but we care equally as much about being cited by AI tools. So listen, we're here for you. We know you have questions. One-on-one consults are always free. We're happy to answer questions. We're happy to evaluate your website. When many of our clients had their websites built by us, years ago, some of them a long time ago, AI was not really a concern. It may not have even existed at the time. So definitely things have changed. This is not a pitch to sell you anything. There are clients who can benefit from purchasing additional products and services from us, and we want to be there, of course, to help you with that. But we also offer consulting. So if there are things that you want to do on your own, you feel like you could do some of these things yourself, we are happy to offer consulting, and always, always happy to give free advice about what we think you need, where we think you are, and the things that you need to do to really help your practice move forward in 2026. So reach out to us if you need us, and we hope you found this presentation valuable, and we look forward to continuing to serve you.